So concept of adding value. We need to understand that today, and we'll be talking about how to create value, how value can be added, or how value can be created. How can you increase that? Let's discuss it. Let me share it with you. Now you can see the concept added value is there. Okay, some students they feel that added value is similar to when you subtract selling price or when you subtract cost from your selling price, right? This is absolutely wrong. Now, if you see, let me show it to you. See this. It is the difference between the selling price of finished goods and the cost of bought-in material, right? It is the difference between the selling price of finished goods and the cost of bought-in material. Now, how it is different from profit? Now, let me write it there at the top. Now, you know that profit is one of the main objective of every business. You know that, okay? But the formula to calculate profit is, we call it selling price minus cost. Selling price, right? Selling price. Now, here cost includes all types of expenses. Okay, like you pay wages to your workers, you pay to your supplier as well, you pay electricity bill. Every kind of expense is included in this. That is what we call profit. But added value is not same as profit. And if you see in that yellow box, it's written, it is the difference.
भाई तो तकलीफ कर लेंगे कि आवाज बहुत लो आ रही.
I am actually using the headphone, so my voice should be very clear. Is it the problem with everybody? Okay. Now let's see. Now is it loud and clear?
जी सर पहले से बेहतर.
Okay, all right. So it is the difference between the selling price of finished goods and the cost of bought-in material. Now remember, added value is not same as profit. Okay, and it means you will not subtract all of the costs from the revenue. Now, what does it mean? Now, see the formula below. See this formula, this one. Okay. Now, added value is selling price minus cost of bought-in material. Let's say you manufacture toothpaste. The price of toothpaste is $20, and the cost of bought-in material is $6. Now, $6 does not include all types of expenses. These are the raw material which is required to produce toothpaste. Remember, so $6 only includes those elements which actually make that toothpaste. So now it will be $14. Okay, so added value is $14, right? Now, if we subtract other costs from it as well, okay, let's say I subtract now further cost, 14 minus, let's say 10. What is 10? 10 are other costs. These are other costs. So now our answer will be $4. Okay, this will be $4. Now 4, what is 4? Can anybody tell me? What is 4?
Profit.
Absolutely. 4 is the profit. Because when you subtract all your expenses from your price, you get profit. But if you only subtract the cost of bought-in material, you will only be getting added value rather than profit. That is the main difference between added value and profit. Now, why we call it added value? Remember. Now think about, let's say you have spent $6. Okay, you can see it in the diagram as well. Let's say you spend $6 on the cost of bought-in material, right? Cost of bought-in material is how much? $6. Okay. Now, but you are able to sell it at $20. How? Because you have converted that into some form which is more satisfying for the customer. Think about steel. Think about iron. As consumers, we cannot use steel or iron at all. But once it is converted into some finished form, let's say an iron table or an iron chair or even a car, now we are willing to pay even a higher price as well. So it means that added value is directly linked with customer satisfaction. So it has nothing to do with what is your cost of bought in material, because after that you use that to make some item, that is what we call finished products. Do remember, finished products are those products which can be used by final consumers. Okay, so it means if you make a product which is more satisfying for the consumers, you are able to charge even a higher price, regardless of the fact कि आपकी जो असल कॉस्ट थी, जो आपने चीजें खरीदी थी, वो कितने की थी. लेकिन एडेड वैल्यू ऐसे ही आती है. एडेड वैल्यू के लिए यू ओनली सब्ट्रैक्ट कॉस्ट ऑफ बॉट इन मटेरियल फ्रॉम द प्राइस ऑफ फिनिश्ड गुड्स. वी गेट एडेड वैल्यू. अच्छा, अब मैंने आपको, आप राइट में देखिए मैंने क्या लिखा हुआ है. इट इज नॉट सेम एज प्रॉफिट. कॉस्ट ऑफ बॉट इन मटेरियल इज नॉट द ओनली कॉस्ट ऑफ द बिजनेस. क्या जब आप बिजनेस सेटअप करते हैं तो क्या आप सिर्फ मटेरियल खरीदते हैं? नहीं. यू नीड टू पे फॉर लॉट्स ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस. आपको पहले बताया, पेमेंट ऑफ वेजेस टू वर्कर्स, पेमेंट टू सप्लायर्स फॉर द रॉ मटेरियल, वो तो होता ही होता है ना इसमें बॉटम मटेरियल. फिर पेमेंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल एज वेल. So there are lots of other expenses as well. So we do not include that while calculating added value. Profit calculate करना है, सारी cost हम add करेंगे और minus करेंगे फिर selling price में से, जैसा कि मैंने आपको यहाँ पर दिखाया. लेकिन जब added value निकालेंगे तो सिर्फ cost of bought material हम minus करेंगे. अच्छा, अब value कैसे add की जा सकती है? Now remember, now there are two ways. Now let me tell you कि हम कर क्या सकते हैं. Just a minute, let me use some other. Just a minute. I can write it there. Na? Now, let's say if I talk about added value, and your added value is the example I gave, it's very clear from there as well. Which one I'm talking about? This one. Let's say you increase your price from $20 to $22. Your cost of bought material is the same, right? So now your added value will be $16 rather than $14. You are getting raw material for $6, but still you are able to charge $22. Why it happens? Because now there is greater customer satisfaction. Otherwise, remember, if you increase the price for the same product, will people like to buy that? Now, if price is on the higher side, why people would like to buy the same product at a higher price? Obviously, they won't buy, because the satisfaction level of the customer is the same. So when you increase the price, you have to do something to your product as well. But now the product must have greater satisfaction for the customers. And then you are able to increase your price. Okay. So now the added value will be $16, right? Okay, this is one way. And that is if you are able to increase your price. If you want to add value, one way is increase your price. But you cannot increase your price all of a sudden without making changes in your product, right? So it means you have to do something to your product so that you can increase your price. Your cost of bought material is the same. Added value will be created. The other way is, you can see that reduce your cost of bought material. Don't say reduce your cost only, because cost includes many types of costs. I am talking about cost of bought in material. So now if you see this, which one I am talking about? I am talking about this. Now, let's say price remains the same, but now you have managed to reduce your cost of bought in material. And do you know how can you do it? Like, let's say you were buying raw material from your supplier. Now you switch your supplier, and now you are buying from a supplier who is offering you the same quality of raw material at a lower cost, at a lower price. So it means instead of getting that bottle material for $6, now you are getting it for $4 only. So again, you can see that your added value has increased. 20 minus 4, $16. Now, so remember, so it means you can create value, and there are two ways. One, increase your price, or reduce your cost of bought in material. So only two ways are there. There is no other way to create value or to increase your added value. So there is price. Just a minute. So there is price there, and there is cost there. But remember, this is not all cost. This is cost of bought in material. Do remember, bought in material, right? So what you have to do, you have to increase that gap. Simple as that. The gap between price and cost. If you are able to increase the gap between price and cost of bought in material, you will be able to increase your added value. And there are two ways: either increase your price or reduce your cost. Now we'll see how we can do it. But before that, remember why added value is important. Because you know that the most important thing for a private sector business is profit. All businesses, they work for profit. So you can see that, see this, when higher added value is there, it increases the chance of getting higher profit as well. Do you know why? Because when you are able to increase your price or able to reduce your cost of bottom material, the overall cost would also go down. Na? Although we know that कि आपको बाकी expenses भी minus करने हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन आपकी जब प्राइस बढ़ गई है तो obviously you will be getting more profit, क्योंकि आपकी प्राइस बढ़ गई है तो आपको ज्यादा पैसे आएंगे अब. So added value helps in increasing the profit of the business. That is why added value is very important. Now let's have a look to get a better understanding. Let's see a question as well. Just a minute. Let me get it from. Let me just remove this, and here we go. This one. Now it can be a past paper question as well. Now it's written. Now the question is, it came in the past paper as well, how a restaurant business can add value. Now remember, you only have to talk about the restaurant. Why? Because in the question, they have given you the context. Don't forget that. Context can be given to you in P1 by just one word. They say chocolate factory, they say toy factory, they say holiday resort business, they say a bank. So it is a context. So once in the question they give you the context, now you cannot stay away with that. You have to talk in that context. Every point will be relevant to the restaurant business. Now see how value can be added. I told you that there are two ways. Huh? Okay, so that is quite obvious. And what are those two ways? Right now, I think it's not in Paint. Let me open it in Paint now. Just a minute. Yeah, this one. Now, if you see this, a restaurant business, and I told you that how can you add value? The principle remains the same. And what is that difference? That is, you need to increase the gap between the price and the cost of bought in material, right? The principle remains the same. Doesn't matter whether it is a restaurant or a factory. Now, I told you there are two ways: either increase your price or reduce the cost of bottom material. Now, see, one way is you can talk about the staff. Okay, you can talk about the staff which is there to serve customers, the waiters, right? the watchman, the gatekeeper who is there. Now, if let's say the gatekeeper meets, greets people very well. The waiter, they are well informed about all the dishes. Think about if some people are diet conscious and they want to know that what are the ingredients involved in each dish. So if the workers are well informed, they will guide customers that okay, this dish is suitable for you if you do not want to put on more weight, right? If okay, moreover, if the staff is very well dressed, they speak nicely, politely, and gently. Okay, their appearance looks very nice as well, right? Okay, and they talk in a language which you like. Okay, now if this happens, it means you are adding value. How? Because now, because of your staff, you are able to charge a higher price for your restaurant. Why? Customers say, all right, yes, price is on the higher side, but the staff is very cooperative. It's very efficient. Okay, whenever we actually uh, give an order, it is served within 20 minutes of the time. In other restaurants, it takes 40 minutes. Okay, staff is very well informed. Whatever inquiries we have, they are always there to answer them, and they never say we do not know. Now, this is actually one of the specialty of a restaurant, and that can help business to add value because now with the help of the staff, you are able to charge a higher price. Remember, whatever you do, either you would be able to increase your price, remember, or you would be able to reduce your cost of bottom material. So the example I gave you about the staff, this one, it's about increasing the price. Okay. Now, second one, another way in a restaurant uh, you can add value, that is through your ambience, the building, the environment. Let's say in a restaurant, the environment is very cool. Light music is run over there, and people always find a quiet corner over there because sometimes you know that you go to a restaurant and the food is really tasty, but it's messy all around. Too many people sitting there too close to one another, and you are not able to talk secretly at all. So here you feel that maybe this is the ideal place. Huh? It's very cool and calm. Not much lighting is there, and we always find a quiet corner as well. And even the feel of that building is very nice. Okay, they have decorated it very well. It will again increase the level of satisfaction for the customer. Okay, one, you can raise the level of satisfaction of the customers by training your staff, by keeping them well informed, and by telling them that you need to be well dressed all the time. You need to stay with the customers whenever they need you. Second way is that with the ambience or with the environment you can do it. ठीक है, वो भी आप कर सकते हैं. Now, what what you will be able to do, आप अपनी price बढ़ा सकते हैं for the restaurant. Now you can charge more price for the dishes you offer just because people like that environment. People say, yes, the food is expensive, but we like the environment. So again, value will be added. Similarly, another way could be again the food itself, the food you serve. So it's very, very yummy or tasty. So even if the price is on the higher side, you still like to go there because in the near vicinity, no other restaurant offers the same taste for their food. तो अगेन आप क्या कर पाएंगे, आप अपनी प्राइस को बढ़ा पाएंगे और आप रेस्टोरेंट में भी अच्छा रेस्टोरेंट की बिल्डिंग देकर अपनी प्राइस को बढ़ा पाएंगे. राइट नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्राइस ना, so still the gap between price and cost of bottom material will increase. Similarly, you know that there is another issue there in a fast food restaurant or in an ordinary restaurant as well, car parking. Sometimes, especially in weekends, you try to park your cars, but you do not find a proper place. Or maybe the place is available, but it is too far away, and you feel that your car might be stolen by the time you will have your dinner over there. So then you do not go to that restaurant. You go to a restaurant where ample parking space is available and it is protected by security as well, right? So sometimes restaurant employees say, "Sir, we have our own parking. Please park your car over there." So this actually gives you a feeling of security that you can have your lunch or dinner peacefully. You have no worries about that your car is actually parked at a lonely place and it can be stolen anytime. So this again gives satisfaction to the people who visit restaurant as well. And again, you are able to charge a higher price. Remember, again, you are able to charge a higher price. So value is added there as well. Now, can you see it that whatever examples I am giving you or whatever points I am actually writing, it's all linked with restaurant because now I cannot write anything without the context, and context is the restaurant. Now think about the brand image as well. Now, if you are able to establish a good brand image, think about McDonald's or KFC or any other restaurant which is there on MM Alam Road as well in Lahore. So you always like to visit a restaurant which has a good brand image. Okay, this also matters to you. Why? Because let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say your cousins have come from another country to your country, and now you want to take them to a restaurant. Now you will pick a restaurant which has a good brand image because obviously you want to show it off to your cousins as well that okay, I have taken you to a restaurant which is special, which has a very good brand image all over the world or all over the country, let's say. So, and you want to have the status as well that we belong to a certain social class, हम एक अमीर लोग हैं, तो we would like to visit such restaurants which has a certain image. तो उसकी price अगर ज़्यादा भी है, तो you would like to buy. Why? To have that image that we always go to such restaurants. So you can increase the price, value can be added there as well. Now, in all those examples, the restaurant business is only able to increase their price. Now let's talk about the other side, that is the ingredients. The ingredients they use, they are very fresh and they are of top quality. And that is why they give a very good taste as well. Okay, it's not only about taste. आपको पता है कि आप तो ready with chips भी खा लेना मसाले वाले, तो वो भी बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं, right? So, but quality might not be good. Now, if quality is very good and it's fresh, people feel it's hygienic to eat there, right? Health conscious people will feel that it is hygienic to eat there, even if it is expensive. So you are able to, okay, now here, you are able to charge a higher price as well. Similarly, what you can do, you can pick up a supplier which can offer you the same quality of raw material at a lower price. This is also possible, no? What? Change your supplier, but do not compromise on quality. Pick up a supplier who can offer you the same quality of food ingredients at a low price so that your cost of bought-in material can go down. And why I'm using the word ingredients there? Because it's a restaurant business. So I won't use the word raw material here because it is not in the context. I will be using the word food ingredients because it's a restaurant business. So in this example, the last one, the business will be able to reduce its cost of bought-in material, right? So I have actually given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Okay, I will tell you that for how many points to write in an 8-mark question or in a 5-mark question or in a 12-mark question, but that I will tell you later after we'll be able to finish this chapter. Then I'll tell you that as well. Okay, now, so is there any problem? Any issue there? Or is it clear?
No, sir, no issue.
All right, okay. All right, so moving onwards.
No issue, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. Now I'll show you a question as well. Okay, let me just close this. I will share this with you as well. Okay, so don't you worry about it. I will share it in a group as well. Now see this question. Now, and be very careful about it because now we are into how to attempt questions. Just a minute. Let me get it from there. Yeah, this one. Sorry. This is where it is. Open. Actually, a slight issue there. Just hold on. Yeah. All right. Now there is a question, and it's a past paper question. Remember. Okay. Now I'm going to read it for you. Briefly explain 2 ways in which operation management decisions might add value to a product. Now remember, here again, they have clearly mentioned operation management decision. अब वैल्यू कैसे ऐड होती है वो आपने देखा है रेस्टोरेंट बिजनेस में, ये थोड़ा स्लाइटली डिफरेंट सवाल है, बट प्रिंसिपल रिमेन द सेम कि आप वैल्यू कैसे ऐड करते हैं, प्राइस को बढ़ाते हैं या कॉस्ट को कम करते हैं आप, जो बॉटम मटेरियल है, राइट, वो आपको पता है। अच्छा, अब आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि ऑपरेशन मैनेजमेंट का काम क्या होता है। द मेन जॉब ऑफ ऑपरेशन मैनेजमेंट इज टू प्रोड्यूस गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज. Like if I talk about a restaurant business, their operation department is kitchen or the serving area where they serve customers. Similarly, if I talk about a school, their operational area is the classes where teaching is going on. Teacher is delivering the lesson to the students, right? Similarly, if I talk about a hospital, so the operation theater is the operational area, okay, or the room where employees are consulted by the doctors, okay, so that could also be the operations area as well. So it means that where the main job is going on, so either production of goods is there or services is there, we call it operations management or operations department. So that is the job of operations management, to keep production going on. Now we'll talk about how it might add value to a product. Now, before I start discussing the answer, you need to understand this is a 3-mark question and it's a past paper question, 3-mark question. How would you be able to get 3 marks? Remember, whenever there is a 3-mark question, the marks distribution is like this: 1 mark for 1K to N. Now, what does it mean? 1 for the knowledge, 2 for analysis. Now, what does it mean? It means even if you write 3 ways, 4 ways, or 5 ways, you will only get 1 mark. Remember, for the knowledge, because examiner has set 1 mark for the knowledge only. Do remember that. So it means that and 2 marks for analysis. It means as soon as you list a point, you need to develop it. You need to mention it. How would it add value to the business, or how operation management decision could add value to a product. Now see, I'm going to read it for you. One way is to come up with an attractive design of the product. Do you know why I underline it with green color? Anybody?
The knowledge is.
Absolutely. Very good. Yes, it is knowledge. That's why. So you list a point, you will get 1 mark for the knowledge. Now you cannot get any other mark for the knowledge. Now you have to develop that. So now I explained that. Now analysis means when you write that attractive design can add value, now you have to tell how will it add value. This is what we call analysis. Developing your point, explaining your point. So I'm reading it. That would make the potential customers interested in buying the product as they see greater satisfaction in buying it. This would enable business to charge a higher price while keeping the cost of bottom material unchanged, hence adding value to our product. Now, this is a complete explanation of the point. And how many marks I got? Or the student actually got 2 by 3. Do you know how 2 by 3? Why it is 2 by 3? Because up till now, the student was able to get, let me write it there, 1 mark for the knowledge and 1 mark and 2 marks for the, 1 mark for the analysis. So 2 marks have been gained by the student. एक knowledge का मिल गया, एक analysis का मिल गया. अब to gain 1 more mark, उसको एक और point बताना है. Now, can you tell me now? So 2 by 3 अभी तक मिल गए हैं. अब यहाँ पर आप गौर करो तो how do you develop your points? उसकी आपको एक बात ज़हन में जरूर रखनी है, और वो क्या? अब आप देखें, ये जो लिखा है कि that would make, जो that का वर्ड मैंने इस्तेमाल किया है, that would make. So this means I am actually connecting it with the previous line. Similarly, this would, okay, it is also connecting it with the previous sentence. Similarly, hence. So these are the words which you actually need to extend your development or to explain your point well. And this is what we call analysis. Okay. All right. Now, if you see other points, one of the point is change of supplier. Now, okay, remember, when I say attractive design of the product, do you know why I mentioned design? Because designing of the product is the job of operations department. It is the job of operations management. Let's say if you write, for example, let me give you an example. If you write, the business can advertise their product more, that will establish a good brand image, and people would like to buy because brand image is good. Now, this is an example of added value, but this is not relevant. Do you know why? Why it is not relevant? Anybody? No idea? The problem is because it is not the function of operations management. Simple as that. It is not the function of operations management to advertise. Advertising is a job of marketing. Do remember. Okay? So that's why you need to remain in context, and that is operation management. So designing of the product is the job of management. Now, the second point is change of supplier. Now, who buys raw material? Operation management, because they are responsible to produce stuff. So they will ask raw material, ask the supplier for the raw material. So change of supplier can be another point. Then quality of the product. Again, it's here. You can improve the quality. It is also the job of operation department. So remember, when they say operation management, you have to choose those points which are relevant with operation management. Okay. All right. Now, I have mentioned 2 points. Can you tell me how many more marks would I get? I have already got 2 by 3. Now, if I mention change of supplier and I list quality of the product, now how much marks can I get? 3 by 3? Anybody? Can I get 3 by 3? No idea? I would still get 2 by 3. Do you know what is the reason? Reason is there is 1 mark for the knowledge. When you list 1 point, it means you have already gained marks for the knowledge. Listing means you are showing knowledge, you are demonstrating knowledge. So now you cannot get marks for it at all. Doesn't matter you list 5 points, 10 points, or 20 points. Unless and until you explain that point, you cannot get the 3rd mark. So now you have to explain change of supplier, or you have to explain quality of the product. Now, let's say if I explain change of supplier, so what can I write? I can write, okay, let me write it there. Okay. There, if I write, if the business is able to buy raw material cheaply, but without compromising quality. Do remember, it's very important. If the business is able to buy raw material cheaply, क्योंकि buy किसने कर रहा है? Operation department ने. Buy cheaply but without compromising quality, the gap between selling price and cost of bought in material increases, right? Increases, hence value is added. Now, only now I am able to get 3 by 3. Now the 3rd point is not required. Now this point is not required because listing won't serve the purpose. मुझे 2 में से 3 में से 2 मिल गए हैं. अब जब तक मैं पॉइंट को एक्सप्लेन नहीं करूंगा, मुझे तीसरा नंबर नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि 2 नंबर एनालिसिस के हैं. एनालिसिस मींस डेवलपमेंट, वो मैंने की नहीं. जी, किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है इससे रिलेटेड?
No, sir.
All right. Okay, great. So I will share that now. The नीचे क्वेश्चन दिया हुआ ना, briefly explain 2 ways a restaurant could increase its added value. अब मैंने क्या किया है, सवाल वही रखा है, सिर्फ मैंने कॉन्टेक्स्ट चेंज कर दिया है, मैं रेस्टोरेंट पे ले गया. ये हमने पहले डिस्कस कर लिया, मैं जल्दी से पढ़ देता हूँ. 1 way is to change the supplier to buy food ingredients. सप्लायर चेंज कर ले. तो ये मैंने इसको पिंक क्यों किया है? Why it is pink line, अंडरलाइन क्यों किया पिंक लाइन से? तो बता सकता है?